Thomas, he's my number one, shining in the morning sun, working hard but having fun. Thomas, you're the leader. Thomas, you're the leader. Hector the Horrid. Thomas and Rosie enjoy shunting freight cars. They can shunt them faster than Bill and Ben, Percy, Oliver, and Isabella. Shunting is one of Rosie's favorite jobs, but Thomas rather prefer running on his branch line. One morning, Thomas and Rosie were at Knapford Station with Candace and Emily when Duck puffed in. Good morning, Duck. What brings you here? Duck had an urgent message for Thomas. Emily is to take some freight cars to Brendam Docks. You and Rosie must shunt them in the yard. Emily will collect them this afternoon. Thomas gasped. Rosie was very pleased. Then Phineas and Ferb chuffed by. Between them was a big black truck. It was biffing and bashing Candace's brothers. Hey, what are you guys doing? Phineas told Candace that he and Ferb were delivering the new truck to the yard. Why does it need 2 engines to deliver 1 truck? Well, because he doesn't like to be shunted. His name is Hector, but we called him Hector the Horrid. Phineas and Ferb chuffed slowly away with Hector. He looks troublesome. Troublesome freight cars don't worry us. Thomas and I can biff him firmly into place. Later, Thomas and Rosie chuffed into the yard, and there, sitting next to Scruffy, was Hector. The other cars giggled and laughed. Big, bad, strong, and solid, that truck's name is Hector the Horrid. I said hello to the new truck, but he just looked at me sternly. Thomas, can you help me with this? Me? If you think that I could... Keep away! Whoa! Phineas and Ferb were right. Hector is scary and horrid. Thomas and Rosie had no choice but to keep away. The 2 engines spent the morning shunting the other cars. All the time, Thomas and Rosie can feel Hector the Horrid watching them. The yard manager came to see them. We need a load of coal for the mainland. So one of you must shunt and fill Hector, then add him to the tail end of Emily's train. Later, Candace and Stacy puffed into the yard. Hi, Thomas. Hello, Rosie. Candace and Stacy saw Hector. Do you 2 have to shunt and fill that truck? Yes. Ha! How about that? I like to see you do that. But he doesn't want to be shunted. His name is Hector, but Phineas and Ferb said they called him Hector the... Before Thomas could finish, Hector opened his mouth and let out the biggest roar of all. Keep away! Candace and Stacy screamed. Stacy, let's get out of here! That horrid truck! Thomas was surprised. This made Rosie cross. Hector had biffed and bashed Phineas and Ferb. He had shouted at Thomas, and he had scared Candace and Stacy so much that they ran away. Now the freight delivery would never be ready in time. Rosie had enough of this. She puffed bravely in front of Hector and gave him a big push. Hector rolled backwards. He was very cross. Keep away! No, I won't. You are causing confusion and delay. You are really horrid. With one huge push, Rosie sent Hector rolling backwards. Hector tumbled off the track. Rosie, what have you done? Rosie felt terrible. She didn't mean to knock Hector over. Thomas and Rosie puffed up to Hector. Hector laid on his side, looking very sad. Now Hector didn't seem so horrid anymore. I'm sorry I biffed you so hard. But why don't you want to be shunted?
Because I'm scared.
Why scared?
I'm a new truck, and I'm scared because I haven't been filled with coal before. I don't know what it feels like. That's why I didn't want to be shunted.
Thomas and Rosie were surprised. I'll fetch Rocky. Later, Thomas did brought Rocky. The red breakdown crane lifted Hector back onto the tracks. Rosie wanted to help Hector. Thomas, were you scared when you have to try the new coal hopper at the steamworks? Yeah, why? I have to show Hector that coal isn't scary. Just to help him. So Rosie took Hector to the steamworks, and Thomas followed. Thomas and Hector watched as Rosie rolled under the coal hopper. The coal poured into Rosie's coal box. When the dust settled, Hector saw that Rosie was smiling. See, Hector? It's not scary at all. Thomas was surprised, but now Hector was excited.
I like to be filled with coal too.
We must hurry. Emily will be at the yard soon. Rosie pulled Hector quickly under the coal hopper. Hector was quickly filled. It felt wonderful. Rosie shunted Hector into place just in time. Emily puffed into the yard. She saw her waiting freight train. Emily was surprised to see Hector at the tail end. Well done, Rosie! The train was soon coupled up. Emily puffed away with her delivery to Brendam Docks. She was surprised to hear Rosie whistle, "Good luck!" But the whistle wasn't for her. It was Rosie tooting to her new friend, Hector the Not Horrid at All.